Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. We're gonna talk about Gervonta Davis allegedly being ready to retire and being fed up with the sport of boxing. We also gonna be talking about Josh Kelly receiving a low ball offer from Eddie Hearn for the Gervonta Ennis fight. Then, of course, we're going to get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's in the building thus far. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button, that'd be very much appreciated, man. How's everybody doing? I mean, I got my son asleep in the other room feeling extremely blessed. You feel what I mean? My girl didn't want to come out and chill with me because she being lazy and shit like that. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Shout out to the boy Coffee Plant in the building. He said, we stand on slime for this tragic day we had to experience 2 years ago. Drop your prayers for him in the chat. Zuma Nation. For those of y'all who don't know what he's talking about it's been 2 years since the brutal defeat Earl Spence experience against Terrence Crawford. You see what I'm saying? So that's actually pretty funny that Coffee Plant actually remembered that. AJ86, what up? Marissa Alvarez, what up? I hope everything is well with you. What's going on? We got some people in the building already. We on subscriber only mode, so if you're not subscribed to the channel, we don't really care about what you got to say, man. I'm just keeping 1,000 with you. We gonna keep it jiggy in this motherfucker. You feel me? Dang, it already has been 2 years. Yeah, man. I remember exactly where I was at. I was with my old fighter at the time, Chris, man. Free my boy, Chris. We was sitting in my stepfather's garage because he got like a little man cave up the block from the house I grew up in. Little hangout place he got. So we was sitting in there watching the fight, man. And I'm like, bro, I cannot fucking wait. You see what I'm saying? I thought Earl Spence was gonna pull that John off. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Earl Spence was gonna put that pressure. You know what I mean? Oh my God. Bro, everybody in the crib was silent. My step-pop was rooting for Terrence Crawford, though, so he was going off. But like, bro, I remember the whole crib just being like, yo, what the fuck is going on right now? Sheesh. Coffee Plant said, Josh Kelly won a multi-million-dollar payday. Who the fuck is you? I know Bud Counterpuncher was going to be money that night. Shit. That shit was phenomenal. And it wasn't just that. When I seen that he pushed Earl Spencer, he went like halfway across the ring, I was like, oh, yeah. So not only is his punches on the money, but he's significantly stronger than Earl. I never seen nobody push Earl around in the ring until then. And I was like, all right. Then when Earl hit that canvas, bro, I couldn't believe it because I just couldn't see. I couldn't picture Earl getting dropped. He was so sturdy and strong and, you know, a dog. I just couldn't imagine him touching the canvas. And I'm seeing him there, and then he hit the canvas multiple times. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? But anyways, yeah, 2-year anniversary of Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence, man. Yeah, man, we got some things that we need to discuss, man. Before we get into the main topics, though, I'm going around the social media just checking in on what's going on with boxing. I'm seeing Adrian Broner calling out Jake Paul, bro. Adrian Broner calling out Jake Paul. That's how you know Adrian Broner down bad right now, bro. I don't be doing the pocket watching. I really don't give a fuck about what people do outside of the ring. You already know how it is. But to see Adrian Broner go from being in world title fights, you know what I mean, to end up, you know, to losing all his money that he had, being handled by Al Heyman, to then, you know, signing with Don King just to get an advance or a signing bonus or whatever the case is. Now, you know, every time I see him, he's in a bar, you know, dancing, and I mean, he got white hairs in his beard. You feel what I mean? Big ass beer gut, getting put on his ass and tooth knocked out by Blair Cobbs. Now he over here begging for a Jake Paul payday. Begging for a Jake Paul payday, bro. Like, Broner, you know better than this, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is exactly why, and I encourage everybody that's a boxer in the chat right now, bro. Do not be an Adrian Broner. No disrespect to Adrian Broner whatsoever. He was a phenomenal fighter during his time, but he got into some real bad habits. You know what I mean? Didn't attend to his money. And now he looking for a Jake Paul payday when he know goddamn well Jake Paul be walking around cruiserweight, heavyweight. You know what I mean? That's not even that ain't your avenue for real, brother. It really ain't. That's not your avenue. But you so concerned with getting a payday that you trying to talk yourself into a fight with Jake Paul. When did people ever ask for that fight? He said I was with my boy in Lynn Mass that day, and he said he see my eyes start to get glossy. He talking about the Earl Spencer Terrence Crawford John. Oh man, that's sad, bro. Yeah, bro. I learned to not get emotionally invested in fighters, bro, because that shit is like one of the closest things you can feel to heartbreak. But get them likes up, y'all. Get them likes up. But that one that was heartbreaking. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was a hurt piece watching Earl go out like that. Let me just inform the chat that we live. But yeah, man, definitely get the likes up. Why we only got 4 likes and 12 people in the building, man? All right. So we about to get into these topics, man. You feel what I mean? We going first. This is exactly what we going to address first. Let me pull this up. We're going to talk about the rumor that's going around with Gervonta Davis right now. Tay-Go, what up? Expensive pain with EJ Law. Shout out to the boy Tay-Go. Yeah, bro. I feel what you're saying, bro. That was a hurt piece watching Earl go out like that, bro. I was rooting for Earl heavy because of how determined he was to prove that he was the best and, knocking down champion after champion. I liked what he stood for. He really was a man of his word when making the Terrence Crawford fight happen. You feel what I mean? He said, bro, I'm going to collect all the belts and I'm going to go see Bud. I'm going to collect the belts all over on my side, then I'm going to go see Bud. And that's what he did. And even though he didn't come out successful, I got a high amount of respect for him for, taking that chance, bro. Not everybody willing to roll the dice like that and go against your advisors to make a fight happen. That's another thing that fighters don't do nowadays. They just be like, yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. They just listen to these motherfuckers as if they not the bosses. But Earl Spence was like, yo, like Al Heyman, Steven Espinoza, they going up to Earl like, oh, but he's asking for this. We'll give it to him. Oh, but we can make more money doing this. I don't want that fight. I only want this fight, and that's it. So he stood on business, you know what I mean? Went against his advisor's wishes, and he let the people know that the fighters have the last say at the end of the day. Not the managers, not the promoters, none of that. You feel what I mean? So I got a lot of respect for Earl. I don't like how the way he went about that Derrick James situation, that's currently going on in court, but it is what it is. Everybody got their things. You feel what I mean? So let me actually pull this up because I actually seen this on Twitter. What the fuck? So this is just a rumor. This ain't solidified. I didn't see anybody say, nothing, confirmed over on Gervonta Davis' side. As far as I'm concerned, I think Tank really deactivated his social media. You feel what I mean? So, if it ain't coming from him, then I'm not going to believe it just straight away. But I'm going to actually share this for y'all to see this yourselves, man, because there's been some reports going around. And according to Happy Punch, he says Gervonta Davis is reportedly retired from boxing after being, quote, unquote, fed up with the sport. Tank is retiring, won't fight again, is what he's telling those close to him. Now, this was information that came from somebody by the name of Rick Glacier. If y'all know who Rick Glacier is, he has notoriously been somebody who's been anti-PBC, more specifically anti-Al Heyman. And whenever he gets the opportunity to really shit on the PBC and Showtime or whatever the case is, he finds a way to do it. You see what I'm saying? So with Gervonta Davis being affiliated with Al Heyman and the PBC and stuff like that, maybe this is just – I really don't take what Rick Glacier says too seriously. You know what I mean? There's been plenty of times where he's put things out there in the media and they've been absolutely false. And then they've been proven false time and time again. There are a couple times where he's reported things and they came out to be true, but for the most time, for the most part, I really take what he says with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I don't really put too much stock into what he's saying, man. You know, I don't like Rick Glacier, to be honest with you. But I had a few people send this over to me, so I just felt obligated to, speak on it because the nation wanted me to speak on it. So, I felt that I just giving y'all my opinion. There's nothing too much to really put into this situation. It would be unfortunate if Gervonta Davis retired from the sport of boxing, but he's been alluding to retirement for a long time. I mean, since the beginning of this year, he's been talking about stepping away from the game and no longer wanting to be in the boxing game and wanting to do therapy and just, it seems like he want to do shit. It just sounds like he burnt out from the sport. That's what it sounds like to me. And I guess like his interest, his motivation and stuff like that is no longer where it's supposed to be. And I'm one of the people that feel like if you're no longer invested in the sport of boxing, especially from a mental aspect, then you don't have no business being in it no more. You know what I mean? It's either, what Drake say, whenever I stop having fun with it, I'll be done with it. I'm one of them type people. Like if it's no longer something that piques my interest or motivates me in any sort of way, then I really am not gonna take the time to invest my energy into that thing no more. Especially when you are as successful as Gervonta Davis is. You made millions of dollars. You've been a part of some big fights. You know what I mean? And you should. I mean, at this point in your career, you should be set up in a good situation where you don't have to come back to the sport no more. So Gervonta Davis is retired, which I'm sure that'll come out in due time. Congratulations to him. I wish he would have done, the big fights that we've been requesting to see for these past few years. But, not everything has a happy ending and not everything really goes in a way that we want them, especially in boxing. You feel what I mean? Justin Jackson said he don't want to fight no one, so bon voyage. Yeah. That's another thing. It's like, and I'm also that type of person that's like, if you at the top of the boxing world and you're not willing to make the best fights happen, it's like, why are you even boxing? You know what I'm saying? So that's something that, Gervonta Davis has consistently avoided, in my opinion. The top guys in every weight class he's been in, from 130 to 140, it is what it is. And just to be clear, I'm not speaking on this from a standpoint of it being true. This is just speculation, and we just doing this for content purposes. You feel what I'm saying? So not really gonna say too much outside of that, man. You know what I mean? We got 20 people in the building. We need 20 likes. What we got 20 people in the building for? We only got 9 likes. Come on, man. Let's get the algorithm on the up so the people know Mazuma TV is live. It ain't gonna cost you nothing to show a nigga some love. Come on, man. Come on, man. We better than this, people. That motherfucking lemonade hit like Mike Tyson. God damn. But anyways, Brandon Broussard, what up? What's going on? Let me see if anybody in the building I salute everybody, man. Salute. So let's talk about this situation that's going on between Jaron Ennis and Josh Kelly. You see what I mean? So Eddie Hearn that came out with an interview not too long ago. I think it was either yesterday or the day before. And he said that he, most recently just sent out an offer to Josh Kelly for a possible fight with Jaron Ennis in that 154-pound weight class. So for those of y'all who don't know who Josh Kelly is, he is a UK fighter who, initially started at 147, had a loss to David Evanesian. It was a pretty bad loss, in my opinion. And since then, he's moved up to 154. And I think he's had a good amount of fights thus far. He's on a winning streak right now. And he's a highly rated contender in the WBO at 154 pounds. Once the list is updated, I'm under the impression that he will actually be the number 1 contender for Xander Zayas' title. However, Jaron Ennis will be ranked number 2, if the list is put together how it's supposed to be. And they could possibly fight each other in the WBO final title eliminator. And the winner could face Xander Zayas in a mandatory bout. You see what I'm saying? So, since that's been announced by Eddie Hearn, I actually think somebody that represents Josh Kelly and Josh Kelly himself have done interviews with IFL TV just to speak about. Actually, Ring Magazine, not IFL TV. Shout out to IFL TV though, man. I like I like how the way they set up interviews and stuff like that. But let's actually pull this up right here. This is actually from the Ring magazine. I'm gonna actually fast forward to the part on this negotiations, and I'm gonna give you guys my reaction to the whole thing. Next Gen Combat Sports TV says, I don't think Bob gonna let Xander near Boots. I mean, I could see that happening. You know what I mean? He's trying to defend somebody that may be a cash cow, in the future, and he would hate to get his stock thrown off by somebody as dangerous as Jaron Ennis. I completely understand that. But at the same time, a mandatory is a mandatory. And Xander Zayas, he just did an interview with the Boxing Voice. From what I saw, he talking about he ain't running from nobody. You see what I mean? He talking like everybody could get the smoke. So we'll see. I don't know if Bob Arum would necessarily roll the dice against somebody like Jaron Ennis. Is a very dangerous fight that I believe I think Xander Zayas will be dominated by somebody like Jaron Ennis. But you know what I mean? Maybe Top Rank will see something that they feel like Xander Zayas could do effectively against Boots. They might roll the dice, especially if Turkey Al-Sheikh is involved. If it's an amount of money that they won't be able to refuse, and I can see the fight happening. And think about it. They was going to put Xander Zayas in the ring with Virgil Ortiz. And Virgil Ortiz is a dangerous guy at 154 as well. So there might be more belief in him than, boxing fans believe. I'm going to just say that. But regardless, I can see Top Rank not putting Xander in the ring with Boots right now. I can definitely see that. But anyways, let me share the screen to give you guys Josh Kelly's reaction to being offered a fight with Jaron Ennis. And somebody on his team had echoed the same thing that Josh Kelly said. So we going with this, man, because I don't think this is really a Boots issue. I think this is an Eddie Hearn issue. But we going to speak on it regardless. Let me see. All right. So we're going to skip it right here. This is Josh Kelly for those of y'all who don't know. So let's hear it.
On Ennis, who's obviously recently moved up to 154. No world title, but obviously you recognise that as a big fight. Yeah. Ennis, who's and another name that Eddie Hearn spoke about making an offer for yourself to fight Gervonta Ennis, who's obviously for no world title, but obviously you recognise that as a big fight. Yeah. I guess what can you tell us about this fight? I know I spoke to Adam Booth and he said the offer was derisory and
the offer's shit. He's done it like you've got to reply him for 24 hours or we're moving to a different opponent. And it weren't Eddie, I think it's Eddie's lawyer who said it. So it's all smoke and mirrors, and then the media.
You see, now Josh Kelly is doing the same thing that the Norman said. In terms of, we want you to fight Jaron Ennis, but you got to accept this in this time frame. Like pretty much putting pressure, like, you got to do this right now type shit. You know what I mean? This the offer we giving you, take it or leave it type shit. And I'm going to be honest. This is the second time I'm hearing this, so this pretty much confirms what the Normans had said. And if that's the case, this is a terrible way to approach fighters and making deals. You see what I'm saying? Like, Jaron Ennis doesn't really have much options as of right now, especially if he's looking for guys who are legitimate opponents, and especially if he's looking to do a quote unquote tune-up. I don't really understand that. Can you imagine if you selling a car and let's say you selling it for $4,000, you got a little used hoopty you trying to get rid of, and somebody be like, "Yo, I'll give you $3,000, man. You know what I mean? Respond in 24 hours if you want the $3,000. You know what I mean? You gotta answer right now. Take it or leave it." Nigga, fuck you, nigga. Fuck. What are you talking about? Fuck you mean take it or leave it? I don't know. I think you got to be a little bit more respectful to guys when you coming to them to make a fight happen. You feel me? But he straight up said the offer was shit. Okay.
Replying for 24 hours or we're moving to a different.
He said the offer was derisory and
the offer's shit. He's done it like you've got to reply him for 24 hours or we're moving to a different opponent. And it weren't Eddie, I think it's Eddie's lawyer who said it. So it's all smoke and mirrors, and then they put it in the media. Listen, I'll take the Jaron Ennis fight 100%. Give me the right money. In the right time, I'm there. I'll fight you on Ennis. These fights need to be prepared for. You can't just be saying, right, 24 hours, you got this many weeks, you got to fly here, you got this much money. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? We're fighters as well, and I'm an established fighter. I'm not just a fighter who's like, oh, he's somewhere in the ranking, so you can just, I'm an established fighter, an established name, so it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. How much confidence do you think you take from a fight against Gervonta Ennis?
He's got a horrible style, but I don't think he's ever boxed anyone similar to himself. Do you know what I mean? So it'll be who breaks the rhythm first. So if he wants to walk us down, play that game, and I can give him a boxing lesson.
Yeah, I know you spoke about it with the Conor Ben fight. You spoke about like Eddie Hearn being a bit bitter towards you for leaving. Just still feel that's the case, especially with his Boots Ennis fight.
I mean, I don't know why he's not answered the phone, Adam. Like, ring Adam. No, don't go through lawyers and don't put it out there in the media without us knowing. First time I knew about.
Was you disappointed seeing that?
Well, I just first time I knew about it last night. I was like, looked on, and I was like, it's been mad, isn't it? I'm not sure if Adam mentioned to me previously, like during the day, but I wasn't really listening. And obviously I got that, and then this morning I've come in, I was like, what's all this? And he was like, I'm not sure. I was like, this is crazy, isn't it? It's like, fight to get me about anyone even knowing anything about it. You know what I mean? And I don't know, boy. I'm not disappointed. I just know the way the business works. If you've got a commodity in your Eddie Hearn, you're going to try and work the best way you can for your business asset, in a sense. So, yeah.
I actually agree with that last statement that Josh Kelly made. Like, if you really looking to, like, put your fighter in a good position, you got to go about it a certain way. Let me hear that statement one more time. Ah, shit.
But I wasn't really listening. And obviously I got that, and then this morning I've come in, I was like, what's all this? And he was like, I'm not sure. I was like, this is crazy, isn't it? It's like, fight to get me about anyone even knowing anything about it. You know what I mean? And I don't know, boy. I'm not disappointed. I just know the way the business works. If you've got a commodity in your Eddie Hearn, you're going to try and work the best way you can for your.
Yeah, working the best way you can for your asset. Hey, Gervonta Ennis. I think like this approach that they've been taking lately in terms of like, oh, take it or leave it. You got this much time to do it. It's like you pretty much give, and you got to take into consideration that a lot of these dudes in the boxing game, they alpha males. You see what I mean? So they don't want to be pushed around, especially in negotiations. You feel what I'm saying? They don't like to be told, oh, take it or leave it. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, this is business. We trying to do negotiate. Like, we trying to negotiate, bro. Like, we trying to get as much money as we can, and y'all like pretty much marginalizing us. That's gonna make us that's gonna entice us to walk away from the table. You feel what I mean? So I'm not putting this blame on Gervonta Ennis whatsoever, man. This is definitely a matchroom issue. They're the ones that conduct Boots business, from what I understand, and you know what I mean. He lets them handle the business side while he's the fighter. So I'm not gonna sit here and act like Gervonta Ennis is out here making these terrible deals. I'm sure he's at the table, but he's not the one that's like reaching out to these fighters personally and like, yo, I got this much for you. You trying to do? Oh, take it or leave it. He said it wasn't even Eddie Hearn. It was Eddie Hearn's lawyer. So if that's the case, bro, they gotta definitely switch some shit up, man. If you really want to make these fights, you know what I mean. You gotta be a little bit more cooperative with these guys. You said Josh Kelly looks like a wanker. God damn. You said that he's a bum dossa, a wanker. You stupid fucking idiot. Yeah. I don't know too much about Josh Kelly though. I've seen a few of his fights. He got, I don't know. He look like he got a little rhythm to him. Pause. He like I don't know, man. It's like he got black style a little bit, flashy. You know what I mean? And I think he even said like it's gonna come down to whoever breaks whose rhythm first and shit like that. He could rumble. You know what I mean? He ain't no killer at 154 or nothing like that. I don't really rate him amongst like the top guys, but. He ain't no. I'm not gonna call him a slouch neither. You feel me? He's solid. He's solid. You said black style. Yeah, I'm talking about in terms of rhythm and you know what I mean. The flashiness, the swag he got in the ring, shit like that. Got a little bit of athleticism too. You feel me? Josh Kelly, yeah. I was watching Josh Kelly. Look, I mean, I can't show it. Because, they be kind of tripping. I'm surprised they've been letting me give reactions to motherfucking interviews and stuff. But I seen some clips, especially early on in his career. Let's see. Yeah, he got that lead hand down. Sam. Yeah, he like to use his reflexes and upper body movement. Got some fast hands. Yeah, you see that? Yeah, yeah. Josh Kelly guy, he get a little rhythmic. Yeah. I can fuck with his style. Pause. I can fuck with his style. Yeah. I just seen a quick clip of him. You feel what I mean? But like I said yesterday, this ain't the fight that I'm necessarily calling for Jaron Ennis, to be honest with you. I'd rather see him in there in a little bit more of a competitive fight. No, this ain't me overlooking Josh Kelly whatsoever. He's confident himself. He feels like he could beat Jaron Ennis as a fighter. He should feel that way. If he didn't, then he shouldn't be fighting at no elite level, or he shouldn't be in boxing, point blank, period. But I think Jaron Ennis' levels above him. I think Jaron Ennis will break him up, to be honest with you. So I don't know what's going on. I seen Josh Kelly say that it was a shit offer. I seen that somebody that I think actually does Josh Kelly said the same thing, that the offer wasn't looking for, and they made more money in smaller fights. So if that's the case, let me see if I can actually find that interview. This is actually an interview right here. So I'm gonna actually show this one as well, just so y'all can just be informed of what's going on. Because I don't know if everybody in here be watching interviews and stuff like that. But this guy's name is Adam Booth. And it says Adam Booth hits back at Eddie Hearn on derisory Jaron Booth's Ennis deal. Now, I don't even know what the fuck that means. So let me go look up the definition of this real quick. Ridiculously small or inadequate. Okay. Good thing to know. So pretty much insufficient, small, minimal. Okay, cool. Learn something new every day, right? So let's bring this over to here. Cool.
Look, I did want to move on. Obviously, to see Josh Kelly in the gym today as well, sort of preparing, getting ready, ticking over. Obviously, there was news that come out that we'll touch on too regarding Jaron Ennis. But at the moment, sort of happy with how things are going for Josh, and as he looks for a big fight in sort of towards the end of the year.
Well, that's it. Like, we wanted the big domestic fight last year and it didn't come off. But he's been world ranked now for a long time and in the top 5 for a long time. And it's literally a question of trying to get that world title fight, final eliminator, that big name, big fight to break through onto the world stage.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll touch on a big name that was mentioned with Josh's name yesterday was Jaron Boots Ennis, who's making a move up to 154. Eddie Hearn come out and spoke to multiple outlets, including IFL TV, about an offer that was sent to Josh Kelly about the fight in, I'm not sure if there was a potential date or October time, but I guess I'd ask yourself, Adam, what is the latest with this offer that was sent to Josh?
I spoke to Eddie's lawyer less than 24 hours ago. The date was pretty sure October the 11th in Philadelphia. I think that's what they said.
He just dropped the bomb. October 11th in Philadelphia. So it looks like that's when they're targeting to come back into the scene. If that's the case, hold on. Let me check my. Let me do some research. What? October 11th. I got my son that weekend. We're gonna figure that shit out. What you talking about? Shit, my son go to sleep at 8 o'clock anyway. I can head right over to the fights after that. He don't rumble till 11. Fuck you talking about? Well, anyways, he just dropped the bomb. Mark at the Fargo. I've been at the Fargo many times, but I haven't been there for a Jaron Ennis fight because I've been with my son on those weekends. Listen, I got my son 3 out of the 4 weekends in a month. So it's hard to really step out on weekends, but shit, my girl could sit back and watch you. Fuck, she talking about shit. But that's some new information right there. October 11th at the Wells Fargo. Let's continue.
For a fight purse that Eddie knows full well is derisorily low. It's less than half of what Josh has been paid for a 10-round bout, and Eddie knows that.
What? So, and Eddie Hearn used to do business with Josh Kelly at one point in time. So I think that's why he said he knows damn well what Josh Kelly gets paid for 10 rounders, and you offered less than half of that to fight Jaron Ennis. What is going on? What is going on? Eddie Hearn, if you've done business with Josh Kelly before and you know what he's getting paid for in 10-round bouts, not championship bouts, 10-round bouts, and you're offering him less than half of what he's made in 10-round bouts, that's terrible business, bro. That's terrible business. There's no way. How the fuck do you expect him to accept that offer if he made more than double that, according to what Adam Booth is saying? Why would you? Hold up. I'm trying to get my words together because this is all new to me right now. The October 11th date, and now he's saying this less than half than what he's made for 10-round bouts. If he's made more than double than what you initially offered in 10-round bouts, and you're trying to give him that bag for a 12-rounder for a world title, for like a title eliminator in Philadelphia, and you coming into enemy territory, come on, dog. So we had to do our own research and find out how much Josh Kelly made before. Well, he didn't say an exact number. He didn't say exactly what. He didn't say an exact number on Eddie Hearn offered him. So even if we do find out what Josh Kelly made, you know what I mean? We won't know if Adam Booth is telling the truth about it being less than half of what he's made. You feel what I'm saying? If y'all following, y'all following. You feel me? But if that's true, what Adam Booth is saying, then Eddie Hearn needs to tighten up on his business, bro. What's going on? That's crazy.
So, and then the fact that he's gone straight to the media rather than speaking to me. Every fight I've made with Eddie over the years, I've spoken to him directly. I haven't heard from Eddie. It was Sean that contacted me, made the offer, and then said, we need an answer within 24 hours because we had other options. Okay, and I put the phone down, and less than an hour later, I see it popping up all over the social media. I thought, okay, well, Eddie's trying the old tried and tested route of using the media to negotiate and pressure someone into taking a fight for money that he knows isn't the right money. We want that fight. We want all of them. Josh won't now hide from anyone. But if Eddie is serious about making that fight, then obviously he has to speak to me and make a serious offer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, if the offer was right and the money was right, that's a fight that you go into being confident against someone like Boots.
Josh will fight anyone. Just make the right offer. Eddie, and if you don't want to take a fight, you outprice yourself. If you don't really want to make a fight, you make a lowball offer.
Oh shit! So much insinuating that Eddie Hearn don't really want to make that fight happen. That's why he bullshit offer. And when they don't accept the bullshit offer, then Eddie Hearn goes to the media and says, "Oh, Josh Kelly and them didn't want the fight." When in reality, they may have wanted the fight. They just wasn't happy with the numbers that you were presenting. It's interesting.
You make an offer that you know isn't enough, and it feels like that at the moment. But let's see what transpires today. And with regards to hurry up, give us an answer. We've got other options. If you have other options, don't put pressure on me. There's still over 10 weeks to go, I think, from the date that you mentioned. And if there's not enough time to have a proper discussion and a proper conversation, then so be it. But we're here, and Josh wants that fight.
Yeah, as I say, do you think they're serious about it?
So pretty much, y'all niggas ain't going to apply pressure on us to make a fight happen. The business got to be right, and if not, y'all can go about your own way. So it don't seem like Adam Booth is really tripping on whether the fight gets made or not. They're interested in the fight, but y'all not going to pressure them into making a fight happen with a bullshit offer, according to Adam Booth.
Wanting to make that fight.
We will see. We will see when it comes down to the nitty gritty, and the nitty gritty are the terms. But Eddie's done this for a long time, and so have I, and we'll see how this plays out.
Do you feel like, especially when you look at Matchroom and Team Boots, they understand the risk that goes into a fight like fighting someone like Josh Kelly with his style?
WBO rankings. The champion is now Xander Zayas. Mm-hmm. The number one contender was Perez, who's just lost to Zayas, so he drops down. The next challenger,
Coffee Plant. Adam Booth is apparently his manager and his trainer. You know what I mean? So I think he plays was kind of like what Bo Mac.
Is Josh Kelly, and the one after Josh is Jaron Ennis. So it makes absolute sense to try and make that fight because it would look like a World Cup semi-final. It's a final. It could be a final eliminator. So I get it. It
That's exactly what I said. A final eliminator. It makes a lot of sense to make the fight happen.
makes sense. And if you want to make it, then make us the right offer. We want the fight, and we'll talk business.
That's what I mean. When it comes to fighting someone like Boots as well, like he's obviously he's somewhat a name in America. You know, he sells a lot of tickets in Philadelphia on the East Coast. And I know Josh would want a world title, but do you feel like a fight against Boots, albeit he's got no world title, it's almost as good as that? Because
it is. Yeah. It is. And it's possibly a harder fight than a couple of the world champions in that division. We're under no illusions, which is where risk over gain and the value of the fight's got to be right. Josh will take that fight. If Eddie wants to negotiate through IFL and Ring Magazine, then so be it.
Okay, interesting. You mentioned.
All right. So my opinion on the whole situation in reality is, according to Eddie Hearn, according to Adam Booth, what Eddie Hearn and his team has said, his lawyer, they're looking to make a fight October 11th at the Wells Fargo, a.k.a. Philadelphia. Jaron Ennis, it looks like that's going to be his comeback fight. His comeback fight date, and apparently that they have multiple options. So those are things that's being revealed through Adam Booth. You see what I'm saying? I don't know exactly who the options are, but at this point in time, Josh Kelly is one of the options. And, you know, they said that they needed to respond within 24 hours or at least accept the fight within 24 hours. So they're trying to apply pressure on Kelly and his team to make the fight happen, and they're not going for it. You know what I mean? They said that they've made more money in 10-round bouts than what they've been offering for a 12-round bout in enemy territory in Philadelphia. And in reality, he's at a significant disadvantage. You know what I mean? In the skill set department, all of that. So, of course, they want to be compensated for, you know, taking that chance and possibly losing their, you know, number one spot in the WBO rankings. You got to pay to play. You feel me? So, it seems like they're entertaining the fight, but not for the type of money that they are offering initially. Hopefully some counter offer was made, and, you know, if the fight happens, it happens. But I would love to know what the other options are. I would love to know what the other options are for Jaron Ennis October 11th in Philadelphia. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do a little bit more research, and I'm gonna get back to y'all on that for sure. But shout out to everybody in the chat. Coffee Plant said Eddie definitely doing some shady shit. I mean, that's what it is. Eddie Hearn has historically done shady shit. Let's not get it wrong. But they saying that it's not Eddie Hearn, it's his lawyer. But then at the end of the day, you know, Eddie hires his lawyer to conduct his business, so he represents Eddie. You know, they mirror each other from what I understand. So I don't think Eddie Hearn would pay the man if, you know, he didn't believe in what he was doing or didn't back his play. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know exactly what this lawyer is doing, but this situation sounds exactly like the situation that Norman's was talking about in the lead up to the Jen Sasaki fight. Oh, we want you to accept this fight now. Oh no, we in the middle of a training camp. We don't want to negotiate until after the fight. Oh, you need to accept it now or no deal. All right. Yo, Mark, read Ghost's last two comments. Okay. Ghost 787 says, yo, first-hand info from someone close to Xander, Mark. I got to go, but they told me he got one fight in December, and the reason in December is because he can't make 54 comfortable anymore. But if the fight is not scheduled for December, he might have to go out without defending. Have a blessed night, everyone. Ghost 787. Shout out to Ghost 787 for, you know, coming through and relaying that message to us. That information does sound true for the most part. Specifically, you know, the December date. You know what I'm saying? Because I heard Xander Zayas said that he was coming back in December. Then I heard Bob Arum said that he wants Xander Zayas his first title defense to be in Puerto Rico. You put two and two together. It seems like top-ranked Bob Arum is going to be making an event in December. Xander Zayas headlining, defending his WBO title in Puerto Rico. You see what I'm saying? And I told y'all, like, for those of y'all who actually be in these chats chopping it up with me, I said that Xander Zayas in the lead up to the fight, all he kept talking about was weight. Wait. Just got to make sure I make weight. Wait. I said, bro, why is that on your mind so much? And I think it's because it was a little bit of a struggle making that weight. You see what I'm saying? Xander's eyes is growing exponentially by the fucking day, it seems like. You know what I mean? This is a kid when he was 16. He was fighting at 140. You see what I mean? And then he went from 140 to 154 within 6 years. And it seems like he's still growing. And, you know, from what I understand, I mean, he's 22 years old, so he may very well be a middleweight by now. You see what I mean? So yeah, I believe Xander's eyes are struggling to make the weight. He looked like a totally different person on that scale that night. The day of the weigh-in, he looked like it was a tough cut. It looked like it was a tough cut for Xander's eyes. Not gonna lie to you. I mean, he didn't perform like he had a tough weight cut, but at the end of the day, you know, when you're as young as Xander's eyes, you could get away with those things initially. It's until you start getting them late 20s, early 30s where, you know what I mean? You start leaving fight in the gym, and then your performances just fall down the drain. And listen, I've seen Xander's Zayas said that he makes the weight comfortably at 154. I think that's bullshit. We heard Gervonta say the same thing about making the weight easy at 47, and we knew that was a damn lie because one thing about these weight cuts, they show. If you had a bad weight cut, your face is showing. Your body is showing. And when, you know, Xander's Zayas got on that scale, he looked like he had zero water left in his face. You know how like your face be like, you know, you can tell when somebody got water in their system, they face filled in and all that shit. And you know, they lose a lot of water weight, and all of a sudden their cheekbones a little bit more out there. You know what I'm saying? They look sunken in. They look like, you know, they malnourished. And that's how the way Xander's eyes appeared to me. And he did this little Top Rank did a little segment with him, and he's sitting at the crib drinking his coffee. I just got to make sure I make weight. You know. And I'm like, bro, you keep talking about this like a repetitive thing in his mind. So you could tell that was something that was on his conscience. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fighters deal with weight anxiety. Let's not get it wrong, but you know, he just kept repeating it as if that was a concern of his. That was like a genuine concern in his mind. So shit, maybe he would do one title defense and then move up to 160 and try to get an opportunity up there. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. If he moved up to 160 in 2026, I would not be surprised. You feel me? And that might be Xander Zaya's best move for real, because to be honest with you, 160 ain't really stacked like 154, to be real with you. I mean, there's some guys up there like John Beck, Carlos Adames, shit like that. But it's not like 154 where everywhere you look is a killer. You feel me? So that might actually work out for him. For real. But when those 54 start moving up to 60, Xander gonna have some issues, man. Bad Boom Balloon, what up? He said, what are your thoughts on the double main events for Misfit Boxing? Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold and Salt Poppy versus Tony Ferguson. I like how there's room/lane for these kind of fights in boxing. No disrespect, Bad Boom Balloon, but I don't really give a fuck about those fights. You feel me? I don't really feel like those fights do anything for the sport of boxing whatsoever. You know, for the most part, we don't know who the fuck Salt Poppy is. You know, if I felt like if he was a real fighter, we'd be addressing him by his real name, you know, his first and last name. Ain't nobody going to take no nigga named Salt Poppy serious. Tony Ferguson, he been washed up at MMA for God knows how long. I think the motherfucker Justin Gaethje, I think, packed him, and he ain't been the same since then. You know what I mean? Then for the other side, you know, Darren Till versus Luke Rockhold, they both MMA fighters. So why the fuck are we even giving a fuck to speak about these two guys in a boxing sense? Why don't you just have these motherfuckers fighting an octagon? I don't understand. Are they still signed with the UFC? I'm confused. I don't think they even signed with the UFC because I don't even think the UFC would allow them to fight on the Misfits boxing card. So why don't they just, you know, strike a deal with a smaller MMA corporation and just have these dudes fight in the octagon? Why are you putting two MMA fighters against each other in a boxing ring? Like that's weird. You feel what I mean? Those don't do anything for boxing, in my opinion. They don't move the boxing culture forward. And anything that, you know, stagnates the sport or even holds the sport back, I'm not supportive of in the slightest. You feel what I mean? I could give a fuck about Salt Poppy. That's a weird fucking name. I don't even want to call that nigga that. To be real with you, whatever the fuck his real name is, I'd rather call him that. Tony Ferguson, I wouldn't give a fuck to see him in boxing gloves. He need to go ahead and leave combat sports alone overall. You know, Darren Till, Luke Rockhold. Come on, dog. Luke Rockhold, I was seeing this nigga getting sparked in MMA. Darren Till, I don't, like, who cares? Who cares? What that shit do for the sport? What they gonna do? What are they gonna do next in the sport that's really gonna get boxing fans all hyped up? These motherfuckers ain't nobody, especially Saul Poppy. Ain't he like a fat nigga, lost a lot of weight? And oh, come on. Did he get packed not too long ago? I swear I heard Saul Poppy get his ass whooped not too long ago, and now he about to fight Tony Ferguson. What's his nigga real name? Nigga, your name is Nathaniel. Fuck out of here. Nathaniel Bustamante. Bustamante. Nigga, that's your name. So fuck Nathaniel. I don't give a fuck about what he got going on. Let me see. You 4-2. You 4-2. You got packed. Hold on. You got packed by a nigga named Slim. That looked like he owned a hookah, like a smoke shop or something. I would watch it for entertainment rather than skill. I mean, if you find that to be entertaining, then that's on you. You know what I mean? Like me personally, I'm entertained with the sport in itself, not the dysfunctional shit that be going on with the sport. You feel me? Yeah, like that nigga Slim look like he owned a smoke shop and shit. Like you the nigga I probably buy a vape from. Like for real, like. Niggas sell hookah bars and shit like that. No, buddy. No, $6, $6. Yo, come on, man, come on. I only got 3. No, Habibi, no, Habibi. Fuck out of here, nigga. G tatted up. What up, brother? I got you, man. This nigga said geek bar, watermelon flavor, please. Yo, I don't know nothing about that, bro. My girl she be having that shit sometimes. I'm like, I made her stop. I ain't make her stop, but like I be telling her, I'm like, yo, why you fucking with that? My girl cut all that shit back since being with me. You know what I mean? Vic Damani, I think that's your name. He said these dudes are cut from UFC. They're starting to come over to boxing. Luke Rockhold had all his teeth knocked out by Mike Perry and BKFC. It's their reach to stay relevant. I mean, Vic, in all honesty, it's sad, but the reality may be is that they weren't compensated properly in MMA, and as a result of being, underpaid, they're looking to come into boxing to actually get some money that they weren't able to get during the primes of their career. That may very well be the situation. My brother, $23.99, no less, brother. Yeah, like I seen Chuck. I seen Frank Mir, who wasn't even like boxing. Stand up wasn't even his specialty at MMA. I seen him boxing. Fought Steve Cunningham. Ben Askren, whose specialty, and I thank God Ben Askren is doing well. Thank God. He fought Jake Paul. Like all the MMA fighters who, got cut from the UFC, they went and fought Jake Paul because it was an amount of money they never seen in their career. And even though they knew they was at a disadvantage, they didn't give a fuck because, for one, boxing ain't their sport, so if they lose, it's like, so what? He an MMA fighter. And then they're getting money that they were never able to be given by Dana White. And from what I understand, MMA fighters only got 20% of the profits that the UFC accumulated throughout, the years. Disgusting. And now they're trying to bring that shit over to boxing. With the connections they got with Donald Trump and shit. Francis is the best MMA guy to come to boxing. It might be Anderson Silva. Francis Ngannou lost every fight he had in boxing. I know he made a little close one with Fury, but that nigga ran into a real puncher Everybody kept talking about how hard Francis Ngannou punched, and then nigga ran into AJ, and all that shit ain't matter no more. Niggas is always talking about weird shit over here, bro. Like super weird, bro. Niggas can't help themselves. Like I must be really attractive to these weirdos. You feel me? But anyways, Raul said, I remember hearing Chuck Liddell and Tito Ortiz got their biggest payday from De La Hoya. And De La Hoya hosted their third fight. Yeah, and then Dana White tried to come out and be like, "Oh, I was giving Chuck Liddell money to stay out of the octagon." But my question was, okay, maybe if you paid him, like, he maybe is trying to get back in the octagon because he wasn't paid properly while he had his prime years in the octagon. There's some people, let's not get it wrong, there's some people that get to the bread and make good money in what they did, but their addiction to the spotlight gives them a hard time believing. You feel what I mean? Like, but Paulie Malignaggi, another example. I went and heard that he about to do bare knuckle. A nigga who can't even, who always been injured, that had hand injuries and all that, he's going into bare knuckle. And then he had a video saying as to why he was coming back to bare knuckle. And he admitted, I'm looking to move to Italy in the next few years, and I need enough money to cover my mortgages and all this shit. I'm like, so you saying you broke? So you saying you broke? That's what you saying. You do commentary, you do this YouTube shit and all that, but you over here talking about you need some more funds to be able to, accomplish your goal of moving out to Italy and what? Paulie, you was world champion multiple times. What did you do with that money, bro? I'm sure he did make some good money. He fought Miguel Cotto, Zab Judah, Sean Porter. And there's been other fights that he's been in. Come on, what are we doing? Danny Garcia. Earning money and maintaining it are two different things. Yeah, bro. For sure. The mindless consumer says can't ever have too much money. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but not all at the same time. Not all money is good money, especially when your health and especially when your health is on the line. You feel what I mean? Like Paulie done been washed for I don't know how long. You historically had hand injuries. You never been a puncher, but you about to go on bare knuckle where you may possibly pick up another hand injury and get hit with some shit. And get hit with some shit that may worsen your health. Yeah, bro. That bare knuckle shit is no joke. Somebody gonna get unalived in that shit, and that's when they gonna start questioning whether that sport need to be around or not. Watch. Somebody is going to get unalived and bare knuckle, and then they're gonna come out and be like, "Oh, well, this might be a little bit too violent," and there's gonna be all type of lawsuits and shit. Watch, I'm telling you. Yup. It's all good till somebody lose their life doing that shit. I don't even pay attention to that misfit shit. I don't pay attention to the misfit shit. I don't pay attention to bare knuckle. Motherfucking, I don't pay attention to that slap shit. Like, I don't really see no art behind none of that shit they be doing over there. I don't even know who Bryce Hall is, brother. He had a BKFC fight one time before, left with a broken hand. Right. I think that was against that Artem dude that One of them spit on each other. I forgot who spit on who. I don't know if it was Paulie that spit on him or Artem that spit on him. Like real disrespectful shit. And Artem beat him, I think. Yeah, tag team boxing. Like, what is we doing? Yeah, I'm familiar with Artem. He was actually, I think he was like Conor McGregor's sparring partner and shit like that. Power slap is so stupid. Seems like Dana seems more excited about promoting that over UFC. I think he might be more excited about pushing that product because, first of all, it's a new project, and you kind of get excited doing new projects because building something from the ground up into a successful business is like addicting. So he did it with the UFC. The UFC is a household name. You know what I mean? He feels like he's already accomplished a lot with that. So he's about to start a whole new project to see how far he could take that. He take that to the next level. You feel what I mean? So I think it's kind of like if you got a my created player, right? And you got that bitch all the way up to 99 and there's nothing else to really improve on it. But what motivates you is taking another my career character, starting it at like 65 overall and building that new character up to 99 as well. So I think that's why he finds excitement in it because it's a new company that he believes has a lot of potential, and he feels like it could possibly be the next big thing. But I'm not buying into that shit. You know what I mean? Like people not being it. Like I'm not really into people just taking punishment. You feel what I mean? Like I don't know, bro. Like they literally sit there by a table and they just let you slap them. Niggas getting slapped unconscious, head hitting the table, like security not being able to catch they fall, head bouncing off the ground and shit like that. Like, bro, that there ain't nothing cool about that to me. Like that's idiot shit. Like Dana White just sitting there laughing at him, but Dana White know better. He know these niggas idiots because you think he'll sit there and get slapped? Fuck no. Hey man, I don't know nothing about that. I just know that bare knuckle shit is atrocious. Bare knuckle shit, that shit atrocious. That power slap shit, trash, in my opinion. You feel what I mean? And I don't think anything cool about getting slapped upside your head and just blatantly taking punishment. Like that's not cool. These niggas getting brain cells knocked right up, getting knocked right up out their motherfucking system, man. Niggas just cool with it. And I bet you they not even making that much money. Because if Dana ain't paying these UFC niggas, you think he paying these power slap niggas? Shit. Niggas sitting there getting slapped for minimum wage out this motherfucker. Shit. Motherfuckers just selling anything at this point. Facts. That's what I'm saying. They have a power slap ranking system. What do you think about that? Well, there's a ranking system on who slaps the hardest, who takes a better slap than the other person. What is it that they ranking exactly? Do these niggas got like world titles for slapping niggas? I ain't gonna lie, when they first started doing it, I was watching it. I was like, yo, these niggas really slapping the dog shit out of each other. Who index finger got more callous? Now that's funny. Each weight class has its own world champion power slap belt. Man, you slap just about you just slapped the dog shit out of so many people. You're now the interim power slap champion. How you feeling? It's been a long time coming, man. Man, I've been slapping motherfuckers for a long time. I've been slapping motherfuckers for a long time, man. You know, it's just been a dream of mine to just, you know, slap the dog shit out of niggas and get paid for it, man. Shout out to Pimp Squad, baby. Shit just sounds stupid. I slapped them all out of motherfuckers. Man, I done slapped a whole lot of niggas to get here, man. You know what I mean? It's just such a man, I trained so hard for this fight, man. I done slapped that heavy bag so many times, man. I just working on my form. I gotta thank Kelly. I gotta thank Kelly for, you know, being such a great sparring partner and letting me slap the dog shit out of him. I would like to thank some crackheads down the block that let me slap them for a couple quarters. Bro, they have coaches. I bet you they do. I bet you they do. What are they coaches coaching? Yeah, take that. There you go. That's how you take a slap, son. Just open your fingers up just a little bit more. Spread the palm out a little bit more. Yeah, follow through with the slap. Yeah, rotate the hips. Yeah. Well, what the fuck? These niggas, man, super weird. I'd like to thank Coach Rob for really teaching me the art of slapping motherfuckers, man. Like, what? Niggas said Caleb Plant pound for pound slapper. That's a fact. I ain't seen none of them niggas. How you let a boxer slap better than y'all niggas? And all y'all do is specialize in slapping people. How you let Caleb Plant be a better slapper than y'all niggas, and he don't even slap niggas. He punch niggas for a living. That's what we trying to figure out. Balloon. That's what we trying to figure out. How you train for that? Yeah, just open up the hand a little more. Cup it. Cup the slap. You're winding up too much, son. I don't understand that shit. Plant will become undisputed in the power slap league. Yeah, especially if he could jump into that motherfucker like how he did Charlo. That nigga Charlo would be unstoppable. The way that nigga gets slapped, the way he able to take a slap, that nigga Jamal Charlo might be the one. Charlo fuck around be a journeyman though, because he ain't gonna slap nobody back. That nigga Charlo's gonna sit there, go ahead, slap me. Lions only, nigga. Yeah, go ahead, slap me, nigga. Boom. Nigga said they probably. He said them niggas probably use Jamal to practice. That nigga said they might use Jamal to practice. Yo, stay still, nigga. We gotta go to Texas, man. We gotta go to Texas. Why? Jamal Charlo is the best target to use to get a good slap. Yo, stay still. Nigga said, we have to go to Houston. Knock on the door. You've been the nigga I've been waiting to slap for some years now. The way you just stood there after Caleb slapped the shit out of you. It was admirable, man. Nigga said we got a solution in Houston. Now, them niggas not going to Jamal door. They be like, hiya! Nigga Jamal be like, that's all you need. Yo, he gonna pop all that big shit. Talk your shit, nigga. Lines only, nigga. Houston, Jamal Charlo, I'm back, baby. Them niggas is waiting for him. Niggas be practicing outside his door. That shit, ding dong. I'm gonna go get the door, babe. Jamal answer the door. Man, not y'all niggas again. Yo, Mr. Keep getting slapped. So I need Mazuma and everyone in the chat to watch Lil T versus Afghan Dan. What the fuck, Afghan Dan? Afghan Dan is a crazy ass name. I ain't even gonna hold you. All right, this is gonna be the last thing I do before I get up out of here. Oh shit, who the fuck is these niggas? What is this? This boxing? Oh, this Misfits. Man, I ain't watching this shit. And I probably couldn't play it because it's like, looks like it's on a real network and shit. That's like the zone. They'll flag my shit, bro. Them networks been real funny with like putting their content in your videos and shit like that. They funny money, bro. But the one little nigga, Lil T, looked like he wait, which one is Afghan Dan? Yeah, Afghan Dan look like he's slow or something. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love, man. Pretty slow boxing day, but we definitely got some good conversations, man. I'll be back at y'all with another live 10:30 p.m. Eastern time to speak about what's currently going on in the boxing world, man. Until then, this is Mazuma TV, Marcus Rosa. Hope y'all have a blessed, beautiful one. Peace.